Okay, we're gonna get back to it. All right. All right. Well, y'all give it up for one more time. If you having a good time, give it up for 'em.
What's up, y'all? Y'all having a good time so far? Is Monty keeping y'all thoroughly entertained? All right. Love it. Okay, so we're going to do our last segment of the night. This is going to be our panel. And I'm going to introduce the guests, and then we're going to get right into it because I see y'all like the topics we're talking about.
And we're going to do a little Q&A at the very
end. We're gonna
so get y'all questions ready. Get y'all
topics ready. Whatever y'all want to talk about, we're going to send the mic out there for y'all. All right, so first on our panel tonight, we got a special speaker in our community. He came on our podcast last year. He did our panel with us last year.
Yeah.
And he's been a super supporter. And he always is showing up in his community. Y'all give it up for Uncle Freddie.
Yeah, let's go.
Damn hot home down on me.
Nigga, pull up right now, get what you need. LV to the ground, used to live with the dolphins. Racks in my pockets, getting money in my jeans. I got just another caterer born good. Gotta move creep.
All right.
My chick, we on.
We have another super supporter since day one, since the day me and T walked into an abandoned building and didn't know we was gonna come out. We got our boy, one half of Just Us Paz,
Hola. Español no so cool. Mi nombre es Timothy.
Bitch, I am him. Oh. Yes, I am him.
Yeah.
I ball so hard.
Yeah.
I naked rims.
Honorary, bro.
I look so big. But I know I have twin.
Honorary, brother.
Dinero and mula.
Yo.
I'm ready to spend.
How y'all doing?
Shout out to them for creating all these beautiful black women that can create.
Goddamn right.
Right on.
And y'all probably wondering how. My man's love the chocolate, okay? He is bringing beautiful black queens into this world every week.
The chocolate love me.
Once a year.
The chocolate love me. I'm sorry. I can't deny it, though.
Okay, and last but not least, we got our newest supporter, somebody that's been with the Hive and is a part of the Poor Horseman podcast. Y'all give it up for Armory.
All I know, I ain't trying to go to jail. Heard that shit, close thing to hell. When the step don't make it hard to sell. When you been where I been, make it hard to fail. Cause I'm the realest nigga in this. Y'all know a first nigga hitting magic in that 645. Now they say just a nigga staying new shit with everybody back. Cause that nigga can't drive. Doors up and up, I'm nervous. See it shit.
All right. Now, we got one more. Ain't the most toxic nigga in this room. Our boy, King.
Give it up for King.
2020 Pyrex vision. Catch a contact.
Yeah.
Catch a hit of 20, 50, 100, the money machine. My rolling game taking our bow. Call this shit it all. Uncle died on the spot. I killed the family with murderous shots. Real shit. Gave my life to the.
Can we get one more mic?
Yeah, one more mic.
So I'm gonna start you off like this, and then we're gonna get you a mic. We got you coming. Let's do it. Get it in.
Shit, I might do my essay partner. Sound good.
Honorary brother. Honorary brother.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So we are here tonight, and we are doing this for the coach. So it was only fitting that we brought all of these lovely people here tonight to talk about dating outside of your culture, whether that be your class, your religion,
your intellect,
all that good, your race, of course
your race.
That's why we got you here then.
I figured.
You gotta speak for your people.
Yeah. So let's start off with how important do y'all think it is to either date inside or outside of your race?
Y'all want to go around the room?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, just me personally, I really don't believe that it should matter.
Okay.
If you find somebody that's equally yoked with you as far as maybe emotionally, intellectually, y'all share some of the same goals, some of the same dreams, I believe that's what really matters. And then, you mentioned religion. If y'all have some of the same beliefs, same custom, same way that y'all want to go about things, I believe right now we don't even really plan when we get into relationships. We just kind of jump in them. It'll be fun. It'll be happy. You have thrill. Once the thrill is gone, what you standing on?
Right.
And so I really just don't believe that it matters. That's just me.
Right.
What you think?
I feel you 100% because I would say that although I value dating within my culture, I also understand that spiritual assignments don't have cultural labels on it.
Right.
Come on.
And, you know, God will work in mysterious ways. And I would say that he may bring somebody that's divine and encounter into your life who may be from a different culture or have a different background, whether that be religion, whether it be the way that you think and things of that nature. And you just never know how that may be impacting you to help you grow and elevate you in different areas. Cause I can speak from experience where I have dated somebody that was outside of my culture and it was an adjustment, not gonna lie. And I was like, okay, cause he didn't celebrate certain holidays. And I was like, okay. And I asked him, like, you know, what were the reasons why he didn't celebrate certain holidays? And when he actually broke it down to me, it made me wonder, okay, am I just following along with what was given to me? Or are there some things that I need to unlearn and relearn myself? And so from that, I can say that I've grown and evolved in certain areas. So I would just say, you never know what God has in store and you never know.
How far outside your culture? My bad, G.
Go ahead.
Not completely far because he still operated with like a Christ consciousness. Let me say that.
Okay.
But as far as what was taught to us about, and I hope I don't ruffle any feathers, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
The picture that they painted for us that was as Jesus as being white with blue hair, with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's not him. Right. You know, his skin is made of bronze, hair made of wool.
Yeah.
So leaning into that. So
I understand that. Well, for me, I was taught by my auntie, don't date outside your race. So I don't even have the experience of looking and trying to see what is what. I want to contribute to my culture and legacies on legacy. And anything I leave behind, I want to leave it to my community, to somebody that's going to lend a hand to my community in a time of need, because we don't have help. We don't have people that really like vouch for us when we in that time. So, I mean, you might be right. I might be missing my blessing somewhere, but look, I'm only looking in the black lane.
I feel you.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah, I can agree because, and I say, when I grew up, my daddy, if y'all know my daddy, y'all know, like, you better not bring no redneck home. Like, that's my daddy. Like, that's just how he talked. He real, vulgar with it. And so
he's a Southern man.
And I'm not saying that everything that he told me was always right, but I seen him be a stand-up guy and somebody that I wanted to, somebody similar to who I would like to marry myself. So it wasn't never a question of would I date outside my race? Like, oh no, I'm opposed to it. But it was always me seeking somebody that resembled my dad in character, not so much maybe, in looks and all that, but more so in character. And so, that's just what I had to see. So that's just what I went after. It's like, what you know is what you'll go after. And so it was one of those things for me. Do I believe that people can find love and be happy outside of their culture? I do. I think that it's a time and a place for everything. And I think it happens. And I think I've seen healthy relationships where it was happening. So I'm not going to say it's for me, but I wouldn't say, hey, you don't do it. Hey, you don't do it. So I think that it's a time and a place for everything. And I always just say, we were talking earlier, let God lead you into relationships. Don't worry about so much of what the culture is. If you come out of the situation with a lesson, then you come out of it with a lesson of anything. So that's really my take.
I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm go.
Circle back.
I'm gonna close it out.
Okay, so I was over here thinking about this. I was gonna say it without y'all looking at me crazy. But I'm
let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all, and excuse my language for y'all. I would have sex outside my race, but I ain't finna bring like no seed into the world outside my race. So I'm just saying, it feels good. I'm straight.
You want
toxic.
I'm be real. Toxic. I know. Well, I feel you, but just listen to me, like, for real. Don't get me wrong, like, I don't discriminate against no race. But when it comes down to being marriage, like, I don't see myself marrying somebody that just not my race. Like, you don't know what I went through. You can't relate to what I went through. And yeah, it could be trauma, but that's my trauma. And that's what you got to deal with being with me. So, I mean, like, no, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go through, let me explain to this person why I act like this or why we do this or why this family member act a certain type of way. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I'd rather date in the means of my race because they understand me. And I just feel like white, Mexican or whatever, it's not that. So I don't have a time to make it that. And to me, it's like, shoot, my daughters, I already have kids. So my daughters are beautiful women. And I want them to date men, good looking men, healthy men. So it may not necessarily be what they choose. That's fine. But for me, I'm just going to stick with black people, black women, even though they are a headache.
Me too.
They're a headache. They be a problem, me too. But I mean, it's worth it. Like,
Causing a headache.
because I mean, that's what it is.
So one first, let me start off by saying I appreciate everybody for not catering to me being on the stage with their answers. I definitely appreciate it.
You know us.
You one of us. And what I'll say, man, is I'm speaking for outside of y'all's race.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that,
That's
right?
cool.
Outside of black people, right? Anybody outside of black people, bro, procreate with them. Is how I'll say it, right? So what I mean by that is if you are really for them, if you are really in support of the culture and the movement and everything that they bring, I say this all the time. Y'all can go listen to my podcast, Just Us Podcast. Make sure y'all go.
Shameless plug.
I say it all the time, bro. Like black people make life way more enjoyable. Bro, the laugh that y'all bring to the table, the love that black women bring when I come in the house and it's unconditional is different, bro. In a Mexican household, it's very submissive. It's very submissive. You're the boss, you're the king, you're this, that, whatever. And that's cool for them. For who needs that, that's okay for them. For me though, man, I'm the boss at work every fucking day. I'm the boss on my podcast, on my partner, shout out to Faith, every fucking day. I want to be able to come home and allow my woman to lead where she can lead, right? Yeah, I'll step in when I need to. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be there. I'm a man at the end of the day. I don't care what the skin color is. I could be white, I could be black, I could be brown, whatever it is. I'm still gonna be a man at the end of the day. But if you really are in support of black culture, because I mean, let's be honest, bro. Like y'all bring all the good shit to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look, I'm glad you food. Hey, by the way, keep going. But by the way, let you know that.
Yeah.
Please let you know that.
No, for sure. Facts.
His woman.
And I'll say this, man. Like, I have 2 beautiful daughters. Another one on the way. Extreme congratulations.
What I'm talking about, bringing them black women into the world,
Right,
man.
I got 2 daughters that are here. That one is 18, the other one is 15. And since my oldest daughter was 11 years old, she's always told me she identifies herself as a black woman first, because this world is going to look at her as a black woman before they ever look at her as mixed, Mexican, whatever it is, right? So I'm always going to stand in support of black women, black men, black culture, whatever it is. I got y'all's back because y'all have always had my back since day one.
I love that.
See, before y'all close, just one question right here. One thing I do want to back you up to say is I believe that you're okay with saying I allow her to lead in the area she can lead. Why? Because you lead by example. And I believe us, and I'm just saying, I'm looking in the mirror. I believe that it sounds the way that we were raised and the way that a lot of us as black men are, we miss you being a leader. You ain't submissive. But you ain't showing her.
Yeah.
You have no path. You have no plan. So that you do at home, it's okay. You allow her to be your cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? You allow her to be a fan. She loves to do so because you lead by example. So I feel that we, as men, we begin to lead more as examples instead of just leading with our mouth saying, hey, you're not doing this, that, and third. You're not being submissive. Then, we'll get the same applause too.
Yeah. And I just want to ask a quick question, Dennis, since you are like the Mexican advocate up here.
Right.
Does that ever look like a slander to your culture? Like, does Mexican women ever think how black women think? You know how people always like to say black women don't like to see
The reason they like one race is because of what they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is I understand when it happens, right? Because not everybody is so acceptable for people dating outside their culture, their race, or whatever, regardless of what they look like. However, what I would say about my family in particular and where I grew up, me and these two over here all grew up on the east side, right? My culture is the east side. It's not black. It's not brown. I didn't know what a black person was till I was about 10 years old. You see what I'm saying? So it's like for me and my family, the way I was brought up, that doesn't matter. So in my family, although let me say the generation that I'm right under, there's not much difference or so much debate with them. I also understand that the culture above is that way, right? And then, people around, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I can go out to a restaurant and I feel like, oh, y'all really just sitting me over here because my old lady black.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting me in the corner. Oh, I'm not getting the same service because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But then on the opposite end, right? I have to give both sides of this, right? So, shout out to DJ Silk, right? But going into Tipsy, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally walking in realizing like, oh, I'm the only one in here that look like me.
Yeah.
Y'all seen my old lady. Y'all know what she looked like. Everybody listen. Shout out to Silk though. The reason I say that is because he played Elvis Crespo, Suavemente as soon as I walked in, bro. And I took it personal. I'm gonna keep saying that. I took it personal. But I have to feel it from that side too, right? Where it's, oh, this black woman is not, dating within her race. It's not, and I understand it. Don't get me wrong. Like I completely feel where that comes from or where that debate comes from. I ain't gonna call it hate, but I completely understand where it comes from, but they don't know me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how I am, who I am, and that's fine. So I have to accept the fact that people don't understand me. People don't know me. But again, like I said, beginning of this show, at the top of the year, next year, I'm gonna be the favorite Mexican in the city. So everybody will understand who I am and where I come from.
Right. And 3 of y'all on the stage out of the 6 of us, 3 of y'all said y'all wouldn't mind dating outside y'all race. Y'all cool with that?
Well, I was mentioning dating outside my culture. Like,
okay, outside your culture.
Yeah, I gotta keep
culture. Yes, culture. That's a very important word. Because my next question was, do you think you can be married to somebody or have kids with somebody who doesn't have the same beliefs as you and are structured their worldly beliefs, or do they structure their life the way you do?
I would honestly say no, like we have to be on one accord. We have to be on the same page because if we're not, that means we have discord in our union and we have discord in our marriage. And how can we bring a child into our union if we have discord? Because then they're going to be confused.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say that. How should I say this?
Don't shoot.
We can educate our child on things that are out there, but still steer them and point them in the right direction of which way they should go. Like you say, train a child in the way that in the way that you want them to go. But we got to be on the same page, baby.
What do you think, Freddie?
Again, and not going back to that same question, but I don't think mine has a color or a race.
What about a religion?
Religion? Yeah, that's big. That's big. Now, if I go into it intentionally, I plan to live my life now, nah.
Yeah.
But a lot
that's
of
a deal breaker.
We don't go into things.
Right.
Go into things, like I say, with real.
Yeah. Comfortability.
You slip up, then, hey, I don't know what you can do if you don't get a plan B. It's kind of hard these days.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'll say here is you can have a kid with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, your religious beliefs, your culture, whatever, it does not trump in the moment temptation.
No, it don't. But
if you have
it do come up later on.
And that's what I'm gonna get to, right? So I think that you can create a child with whoever is out there that's willing to allow a man to get in there.
Yeah.
Right? Like he gonna get them draws, right? But successful co-parenting, I think, is where it may lack, right? It may fail.
Yeah.
And I think when successful co-parenting fails, then you also risk the development of that child that's involved as well.
Keith, you spoke about not understanding you, the reason why you wouldn't date outside of your race is because they wouldn't understand the struggles that you have. However, we know that we have different type of struggles across the board with races. You know what I'm saying? And so how does that translate in as far as class? So you marry a black woman and she came from upper class, lower class. That's still somebody that don't know your struggle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ready.
I mean, anybody that I married have to go through life with. It's not me at the top. Yeah, married. Yeah. A lot of people feel like, hey, standards is like, hey, I meet this person at the top when they already made it. Yeah, I personally like, you got to go through some stuff a bit. Yeah. Like, I can't fully trust you.
The struggle of.
Like, and I mean, this is saying right now, like, it's hard out here. So we all go through ups and downs. Like, everything is always good when it's good. But how do you respond when stuff not going?
Yeah.
Right. And
Right. You got to see them in the moments.
As an entrepreneur, like, how do you respond when money is not flowing?
Right.
So, like...
So how does your potential wife, how will she respond? And how does her response dictate whether you'll wipe her or be with her long term? Because if I'm coming from an area where I've always, not me personally, but I'm just saying where you have always had money, you don't know what it looks like to not have money. You get what I'm saying? So even though I'm going through life with you, okay, we hit that road in life where you're not making no money, sir, and I grew up making and having. Like you're not having right now, but I'm black. You get what I'm saying?
That's when the support. That's when the peace. Like when I come home and like I done had a hard day because I'm trying to get it right. I don't need to hear like what's due or what you ain't did that you're supposed to do. Like I need to hear like, hey man, it's gonna be all right. Let's try this. Right. Let's communicate and let's do this. Like that's when they come into play. Because a lot of times, you deal with people that they're so big on they get scared because that's not what they're used to.
Right.
So all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're not doing this no more. This not coming in. And then it tends to every day they nag and they keep going on. Right. Like I can't deal with that. I just need the support because I can turn it around when I got you saying, hey, try this. I believe you could do this. I believe like give it another week. Like try this. Stay down. Like you really have more faith in me than sometimes when you get down, you have in yourself.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like sometimes you down yourself and be like, damn, I don't even know if I can do it. But when you have that woman right there on your side just saying, hey,
I know you can do that. Yeah.
You done did this before. Just do this different. Yeah. Stop doing that. It helps you sleep. Be like, okay, you know what? I got that person in my corner, so I'm going to go a little bit harder.
Okay. So can men really take that?
I can.
Okay. And the reason I ask that is because sometimes men are so stuck in their ways and they don't want to be, especially coming from somebody that always had it, it begins to become, you don't know what it's like. You can't tell me what, because you ain't never.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, like in that case right there, you have to realize like sometimes like men in a relationship, you might be the breadwinner for 2-3 years. Yeah. And then you might have that year where you're not the breadwinner. Like and then you gotta accept like
give him grace.
Like, even if I'm the breadwinner, my wife, she may save money better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So regardless, that's the money going to you. Yeah. Like it's just different things that you see in your wife. You can't always have that testosterone to say like, hey, it's gonna be my way and I crash it. Yeah.
Right.
No, you gotta realize like, hey,
they ain't clapping right now.
Sure good there, so I'm gonna be
right.
3 years.
3 years too long.
And it's crazy.
He say that's what he wanted.
So what I would say is if you're in a relationship, regardless of it is a marriage or a courtship or whatever, if it's a relationship, I think the hard part is for both parties to accept that this is actually a partnership.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just,
you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we talking about money, right? But if we change that conversation to emotion, can you really support me emotionally the way that I need to? I'm a man. I could break down, but can you accept the fact that I'm breaking down? I could bring all the money in the world, but if you can't accept the fact that I'm breaking down and accept me in that way, then maybe this ain't gonna work.
We'll crash still.
See, one of the things that he had spoke on was positive.
We need to get some up out of here.
Yeah.
Like one of the things you spoke on was really important is the positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Instead of just pointing out this, that, and the third, You tell me, hey, babe, when we try this, or we make try this, it can make more income. You know, we like ends meet. And that's what's going to be important because a lot of men don't grow at the same pace.
Right.
And a lot of us are not willing to accept the fact that, hey, man, this is part of being a man, being able to listen to this woman.
Exactly.
When I come home, because
Exactly.
we ain't like to have structure. That's just what a woman is.
Come on now.
She
love a good structure.
Yeah.
And I think while we're talking about culture, right? I think this is the part in the culture of men that we up here have a responsibility to push on the younger men or even our peers, right? Is, bro, this is what it's really like to be a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being tough and hard all day, bro. Like, nah, let this woman see who you really are.
Yeah.
Let this woman accept you
emotionally
and be okay with that.
To me, I think you just got to be able to pivot. Like, one thing that everything showed us, like COVID, everything that then came up showed us, like, you have to be able to pivot. You got people that's been working when COVID came. You got people that was working years, never laid out.
Yeah.
Always had a stability.
Yeah.
So for entrepreneurs, it's like, nah, you know, this is the way to go. In that point of time, you had people that been working for 30 years that had no job.
Yeah.
So like in your household, how did it go? You got to be able to pivot. Like, hey, I might have been the man if I've been with you 10 years, I might have been a man to take care of everything for 10 years. But for this point of time where life just brought us, I can't do it. My job, I'm laid out. You might have been an entrepreneur for 2 years and you took the place of me. But at the end of the day, I have to be able to say, you know what, I'm a man. I'm going to support my woman in this time.
Yeah.
She going to support me either way it goes. Like, if you fell out or she fell out, whichever way, it got to be the support. Like, hey, I'm going to back you up because in this point of time, we going through something we ain't went through before.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we relationships.
Yeah. It's saying like
LP said
earlier.
Yeah. It's not just a little bit of time. Like, this is forever. So forever, like I tell people all the time, forever, I might not pop forever.
Yeah.
I may not make 100,000 every year.
And with somebody you love,
just in case.
with somebody you love, you can't be counting the favors. You can't be going tit for tat. You can't be saying, I took care of it for this many years. You take care of it for that many.
It's more like a tag you in. Like, here, tag you in.
Look, and I ain't gonna lie.
Tag you in.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to start learning that the hard way because I'm thinking like, okay, I got the job. I do this. But my nigga paying more than, like, giving me. He said, no, remember that time I paid for this? Or maybe this time I gave you that. Like, he ain't trying to throw it in my face, but I'm like, nah, I'm doing a lot around here. He like, well, let me remind you of what I'm doing because you're doing good, but you're not leading the situation. Like,
what I'll say, man, is I don't mean to cut you off, right? But I have a really good example to use. So in co-parenting, right? And for y'all that either have kids or don't have kids, doesn't matter. You'll understand the concept. There's nothing like a child having their mother, right? So a woman can bring so much to the table that a man cannot.
Yeah.
Right. In my situation in particular, my oldest daughter is 18. My youngest daughter is 15. I have not been with their mother for 13 years. Right. But if you think for a second that I have not shown my kids what a man is supposed to be, that their mother could not show them, whether she was in a relationship or not, I need to show them as a man what that's like. That is, whether you call it co-parenting, whatever, that is a true partnership that we both signed off on 18 years ago to say, hey, we can raise these two black women.
I liked it or not.
Regardless of how we like this life or not.
You know, to kind of flip side, be on the other end of what you just said, right? You were there the whole 18 years. I had to tell my son, you have to learn to accept that your mother's going to be upset. I was not there the whole 18 years.
Yeah.
I was incarcerated for a lot of those years. And so I had to tell him, you know what? Being emotionally intelligent is understanding that mama going to be upset. And the anger that she's expressing is not because of you. It's because of me. It's because of daddy. So when she talk and she mad and she upset about something, I have to sometimes just kind of understand where she coming from. Now, disrespect, we ain't gonna tolerate the disrespect.
Right.
However, I have to understand, you know what, you have a reason to be upset.
Yeah.
But now I show him different. And so she's willing to be able to let me grow into the man that I'm becoming now. Right. And now he's seeing something different. Even though he's heard all this, all these other years, he's seeing something different. And so I believe that's important as well. You know, because my story wasn't your story. But that's the story we all want, because we all want to be there. And so now, anybody that has been through my kind of situation, I believe that's what it's about. It's about turning it around because you still have an opportunity. As long as you have breath in your body, you still have an opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Real quick, since you said you dated outside your culture, you dated outside your race? You haven't?
Not dated. We done laid down.
Oh, Lord.
We laid down. We ain't. I just said, you know.
It ain't gotta be a relationship. It could be somebody you just talked to or whatever. Have y'all ever felt the need to like code switch around people that y'all were dating, like to kind of dumb your culture down? Or how does that feel or look when you feel like you don't understand what they talking about, or you don't relate to what's going on around? I guess we talking to Dennis then. Shit.
Yeah, I guess like that. Well, I heard.
Well-
So have I ever felt the need to code switch? There is no code switching for me, right? What y'all see is what y'all get.
Right.
So you been having a boosted phase.
What? What?
I gotta address the elephant in the room. I gotta address that. You ain't, what's his name? Peso?
Hey, look, listen. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. So it was never no code
So
switch.
disappointment.
But what I'll say is
Spanish,
not at all. Not at all.
I thought you was gonna be able to teach me a
Let
little
me
bit too.
well, even when we go to Mexican restaurants, I have to be like, let me get this because I ain't finna sound stupid. But let me break it down though, right? So, but for me, the effect is different, right? So I've never had to code switch for my own race, right? So whoever comes with me is coming with me.
Right.
And if you think that you're gonna play them, you're gonna have to see me.
Yeah.
Right. Like we ain't doing all that. Right. And to my family, y'all know I don't do the N word. You know what I'm saying? I stopped saying it 2009.
Let's talk about
just for the record, stop saying 2009.
So yeah.
I didn't used to.
I've been around.
I ain't gonna lie.
What they said, they OT said that that's what we do in Texas. They let them say that. I said, who was we?
Nah, Lord.
Who was we?
If you want to hear my full story about that,
Yeah, I'll
make
pull
sure
up
y'all
at the
go
studio. I know
follow,
where he be.
subscribe, just as podcast, whatever. But
Not a problem.
but the opposite though, right, is being in the room
Yeah.
outside of my own race, right? And having to figure out, are y'all comfortable with me being here? Are you not comfortable with me being here? And me understanding like everybody ain't gonna be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? With a Mexican in the room. Like, cool.
I want to speak to that too, because back in the day, like, back in the day, I have dated a Colombian, and it was considered a black Colombian.
Yeah.
And,
Kind of how they do the Dominicans.
yeah. And I would say I felt uncomfortable because I ended up working at his, godfather's like tax place, and I was working there for a while, and I was the only black person there. And so it just made me feel uncomfortable because I can tell, like, even though I don't know Spanish, I know a little bit, but I can tell, un poquito, but I can tell when somebody's not rocking with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you're speaking the same language or not. So when I was in those environments, it made me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And it made me realize, like, am I supposed to be dating outside my culture? But yeah, so it just made me.
But anywhere you go, I always say this to me and my friends: you want to go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it.
Exactly.
That's just point blank period. We not going to no ends. Like, why? Why do that? Because you questioning yourself on, it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But when you step into a room where you celebrate it, it's different. So like,
Exactly.
for me in my life, like, I'm only stepping into rooms where I'm celebrating.
Everybody
I don't want
originates
you to
from the black
tolerate me.
person.
I don't want to have to deal with it.
It's hard for us as black people to do that because, we not celebrated in a lot of spaces. It's a lot of spaces that we gotta go because we gotta tolerate bullshit. I've been telling people on my story about this for years now. I'm in the corporate world, and I just like, they don't celebrate us. And no, we could be the smartest one in the room. They don't celebrate us in the faces.
Probably.
So sometimes we just gotta be, and it's still like on Juneteenth, I made a purpose. I'm gonna wear my motherfucking fro today. Cause I don't want to feel like I'm hiding my black. I don't want to feel like I'm culture switching. I don't want to feel like I'm code switching for a job or for some money or just because what somebody would or would not feel comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel like I'm good and comfortable in this skin everywhere I walk. Celebrate it or not. You want to hate me for love. You know what I mean?
One of the biggest issues is that most people aren't here. most people are here to hear y'all as black people. Everybody ain't listening.
Yeah.
Nobody
See, I honestly don't believe that you gotta be. Just to be totally honest, I don't believe that you gotta be. I believe if we change the culture by actually being comfortable with stepping out and being okay with being disliked, not being the one that everybody wants to speak to or whatever the case might be because you standing on business about what you believe, what you know is true.
Right.
You know you're an awesome person. You know that everything that you want for yourself, you want for somebody else.
Right.
Stand on that.
Yeah. And I just want to take it to the audience. Have y'all ever felt like, because I am in a room full of my peers, Black people, have y'all ever felt like y'all had to dumb yourself down, code switch, do anything that y'all
I see a hand.
wasn't cool with doing? Come speak on it, sis. Come speak on it, sis.
Come to the front. I saw a hand in the back.
Come on up. You gotta get the mic. You gotta get the mic closer.
All right. I didn't know she was gonna call me up here. Okay, so I used to work in a dermatologist's office where it was a bunch of people that didn't look like us. And so the biggest thing for me was having to help them understand that our problems ain't the same as the problems that you used to dealing with. So we used to have to advocate, like, y'all need some Black estheticians in here because the laser that you use for them people ain't the same as the laser that you need to use for us. Sometimes our skin needs something a little different. We don't battle skin cancer like the average person in your book. You know what I mean? So sometimes we used to have to find ways to make them feel like it was their idea in order for us to be advocated for. Because my mom has been a nurse for over 30 years now. So she has been also trying to find ways to like, okay, yeah, that works for them, but that don't work for us. And it's like, that was the way we used to have to sell things like, okay, well, we have this specific laser technician that only comes in once a month that could treat Black people, but we got lasers in office that y'all can use every day. Okay, so why don't we have that one available when you have patients that look like us? So we used to have to try to explain and advocate for our people. And sometimes it does cause for making yourself blend in so that they could feel like you're not trying to make them change or adjust the things that they are naturally doing. So that's one of the biggest things that I have been through personally. And I worked at that office for 2.5 years. And I could say the amount of change that we saw and the amount of patients, I'm going to go ahead and say it, the amount of patients that we had to refer to somebody else in order to get the treatment that you need. Sometimes the treatment that you need just ain't in this room. So sometimes we had to refer people outwards, but in order to be able to advocate for people and stand up for people, I had to blend in sometimes. I had to talk like you. I had to suggest the things that you think are good and say, girl, call me later. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's just what we got to do sometimes.
That was great.
Heavy on the having to, let them feel like they taking the lead, but
You got to point those specifics out, but you have to understand that within yourself first, right?
yeah, fortunately. Yeah.
Right. So from a societal point, what I would say, again, from my perspective is you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Right. So until you can get on this stage and talk in front of a bunch of people, you can't talk to yourself. Right. You have to be able to do both things at the same time.
Shameless.
Right.
Shameless.
So
you can't be scared to be shamed.
Right. So if you're going to be a man and you really going to stand on what you stand on, you got to be willing to stand on that in front of your mama, in front of your grandma, in front of your daddy, your daughters, whoever it is, the stranger man that stayed next door, whatever it is, you got to be willing to stand on that no matter what.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Brady, I definitely think you can speak on that.
Right. And I was, before he even said something, my mic messed up. Okay, yeah. You sound a little better, yeah. Okay. I was going to speak on that before you even brought that question up. And the reason why is because the men that we were raised by, right, it was cool to have a bunch of hoes. And, I'm not calling women out of your name, but I'm just saying it was cool. Our uncles, big brothers, people around the neighborhood, that was cool, right? However, we didn't have the example unless you had a dad that was there and he showed you what a man's supposed to be. You had someone that was the actual model. And, I ain't trying to change nobody else's belief, but a model of Christ, walk upright, walk the things that he was speaking about. Then you don't know.
You don't know that it's okay to be vulnerable. You rather act out than respond intelligently, right? And so that's how we were taught. We were taught to feed our flesh. We were taught to feed our desires that we have, you know, to pleasure ourselves. That's what we were taught. And so now that we know different, we know the cool thing is to be able to take care of your responsibilities as a man, to be able to say you're going to do something and to actually do that, is to be that example without having to be applauded for, you know.
Oh, yeah.
To having somebody, you know, to be, how can I say, validated by your peers or validated by a woman or validated by anybody else, but what you see in the mirror by your actions, you know, I wake up and I feel good. You know why? Because I took care of my business. I handled my shit. I stood on business about me, my life, my children, my career, whatever it was. So guess what? I feel good about me. I don't care if I ain't driving what he driving. I don't care if I don't have the money that he has. I don't care. Because I feel good about me. And if you don't see my worth, then baby, that's your loss.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I was thinking the same thing. We gotta love what we got going on first and be shameless in front of everybody else. Because if you waiting on somebody else to accept you, you'll never accept yourself.
So y'all, we gotta wrap it up. This is a beautiful setting, and really to answer your question, we gotta have more conversations, open conversations like this, and we have to be examples. That's really the point blank period. When we leave out today, we just gotta learn how to be an example and walking upright, so other people can see it and then they model it.
It's a moment decision, every moment decision.
But thank y'all so much for coming out. Make sure y'all shop with any of the vendors that's still out there. Get any drinks and any food, and y'all have a blessed night.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is